Hey guys, welcome to the Deep Dive YouTube channel. Here to do another deep dive. This time we are looking at the stock AAP. Let me switch over here. Here we go. All right. Advanced Auto Parts Incorporated. What do they do? These guys provide automotive replacement parts, accessories, batteries, and maintenance items for domestic and imported cars. I'm not going to read all of this, but it basically talks about all the different parts and stuff that they make. They are international, 170 branches in the U.S., Puerto Rico, and U.S. Virginian Islands and Canada. And they are in the specialty retail and consumer cyclical sectors and industries. Now, we're going to be starting in 2013. So this is what we're looking at earnings-wise. We're going to be starting right in this section so you can kind of see earnings are beginning to accelerate a little bit. And this one's going to be different than the last video. This one's going to be a bit tamer. We're not going to have as explosive up move, and that actually might make it a little bit more difficult. So just kind of first observations here. A lot of volume in here as it comes down, tries to get up above the 200 MA, fails, comes back in. We're just kind of moving along, and we've entered this low volume section. Stock market itself, the S&P 500 down here, is just been going up. It's just been grinding higher. So, and we actually start off with something that looks a little bit like a flag. And so now that you guys kind of got the idea of this, I'm going to zoom in. The last video was a little zoomed out, I think, and it was a little bit harder to see the candles. So we're going to go from here. We're going to go bar by bar. We're going to see what we see. We're going to be using, like last time, ticker for their news. And we're starting right around here. They just declared a quarterly cash dividend in May of 2013. Declares dividend, reaffirms their guidance. So this is kind of what news we have going on. And then we have these guys as backup news. And same story. Let's see. Okay, so this is the first. We just had this EPS announced it a few days before, or I should say like about a month, this one right here. And they did bad at that earnings. Stock itself, maybe a 5 out of 10 on choppiness, I'm noticing. It's not, I mean, it's kind of got this nice little orderly up move here where it's riding the 10, then it breaks. But you can definitely see orderliness coming back into the market versus this. This is a chop fest, huge up move, comes back down. So we're starting to see orderliness. And this is actually something we could consider taking. We have a 18 bar flag here. And so I don't know if it starts off here. It could start later on, but let's take this flag. We're going to take it right above, this level here. Let's buy above that high around 85. Getting super tight. Little wedge pop there coming up higher. Comes down from the dividend. Main market's rolling over as this is happening. Had a little bit of a bump in volume for those 2 up days. Let's move our buy stop down to this level now. Down to man, these stupid things snap to. Down to this level. Okay. So we'll buy over that level. All right, we'll cancel that. It's not ready yet. Breaking down through the moving averages, going sideways here. See if we can get some orderliness. It's coming back through. All right, we're coming back up above. And this is technically a breakout day, really. It's like a nice, let's get even closer if we can. It's like a nice little pop up above that. You could almost buy that. This isn't really a traditional pattern, so let's just wait and see. I think because this is not as big of a runner as AAOI, I think this is going to be more difficult than the last one. So we might be seeing some new stuff here. Nope, didn't work. Came back in. Coming back lower. Wow, those moving averages are super bunching up. And I like when the moving averages bunch up because it often means that different time frames are seeing something similar. Not that their moving averages are bunching up on those different time frames, but they're seeing significant moving averages coming into play in price. And so you can get kind of all the time frames working together. The weekly people are going long, the daily people, the hourly people are all going long. So let's see what happens. Still going sideways. I think we have a buy stop above like 84.30. Just in case we have a huge rip here. We don't want to miss it. Market recovered nicely from that drawdown, but we'll see what happens. Wow, super tight here. Look at how tight all those moving averages are together. Are we going to come down and hit the 200 before we blast off, or are we just going to blast off? Might be just blasting off. Let's see. All right, earnings came out. We had a negative earnings. This day, 8/8. Let's just check and see what the news says for that. 8/8. They declared dividend. Announces the company board of directors declares a regular quarterly dividend of 6 cents. 8/8. Let's see if this has the earnings. Here we go. They beat by 10 cents. Missed on revenue. All right, not bad. And so that was probably... let's see, which date was this? Whoops, wrong window. That was probably, let's see, estimated actual 159. It's probably in here. Yeah, right here. So we don't have the earnings before, we don't have the June 12 earnings, so we don't really know if they beat that or not, but okay, let's keep going. Bounce up. We did hit the 200 MA. I still have a buy stop like at 84.30. Let's see. Boom. So I'm in. We're blasting up. This is perfect. My stop is below the lows of this bar. Let's see what we got. Stopped out. Not ready yet. It happens. Ooh, nice. Two little tight bars right below. I'm going to buy stop above this high, 83.51. We'll see what happens. Did we hit that? 83. No, we did not. Still recording here? Yep, we are. All right, this cut off my head somehow. Let's fix this real quick. Sorry about this. There we go. All right. Not in yet, but that next day we would have gotten in. Gap down, would have been stopped out again. Really, I probably would have canceled my buy stop if it hadn't hit on that day, because you don't want to get long after a big update like that. But we're just flirting with the 200 here. It looks like the moving averages are getting closer and closer together. Volume, we had lots of volume here. Market has been going down. Again, just super sideways action, drifting lower. So kind of looking for a change of character. All right, we got to pop up, come back in, stop out. So just very similar. Pop up, stop out, pop up, stop out, pop up, stop out, pop up, stop out. We're doing this over and over again. So we're looking for a change of character where that changes. Okay, we're coming up. Let's see what kind of selling we get. All right, so this is the change of character, I think. We popped up. We have not sold off, and the volume is coming in. Let's see if we can get an entry. All right, here's the potential sell-off. All right, I think this is different this time. It hasn't given us an entry, but I think, and I'd be wrong. As you can see, I don't know what's going to happen either. Boom. All right, what do we have here? Huge up day, 10:16. Let's see what the news was. 10:16. Our news was to buy. Reuters reports that according to the Wall Street Journal, Advance Auto plans to buy closely held General Parts International for just over $2 billion. Wow, so they're buying another company. That's pretty cool. Wouldn't have been a working EP, but you could probably do a fish. Well, let's look and see if this is the first. This is the first EP. So this is 10:16. Let's 10/16 first EP. We'll go back and look at that date and see if we might have still been in. I mean, maybe somehow we would be. Maybe it didn't make new lows until after the EP triggered. But this is definitely kind of a fish hook in that it went below the open or the close here. And don't mind my roommate if he walks around in the background. And now we're blasting higher, so it'd be nice to buy this. Yeah, looking really good. All right, coming back to the 10. Breaks the 10. Coming back to the 20 now. We had earnings here. It was kind of a nothing burger. I did see that they They gave guidance, I believe. Issues Q3 guidance. So I don't know. It doesn't show earnings after that, but probably doesn't matter. All right, we've been going sideways. Nice up day. All right. This ugly flag, but we obviously have a range here from 150 or 100.50 down to 96.50. So let's buy it like 100.75. See what happens. Ooh, that probably would have got us in. Yeah, it would have got us in. So we're in. Let's say our stop's below the low of the range. Let's give it some space and see what happens. Sideways, sideways. All right, looking good. We've been in it now 3 days. I'm going to take 50% profits at new highs. As soon as we hit the new highs, I'm going to take 50% profits. Boom. All right, so I'm in half. We had a nice up day here on high volume. I should also say this was about average volume the day that I bought, but this nice follow-through day was higher volume there. So we're in. I'm going to trail the other half using the 10. But we are looking good. Oh, we got a little dividend action there. That's always nice. Now, I really like this kind of slow grinding to the upside. That's a good sign. Yep. Still in it. Man, what a trade this would have been. I might be out that day. Let's see one more day. Yeah, I'm out that day. So that was a really nice trade. Got in at 100.75, rode it to 116. 16%, you know. The ADR during this period is 2, so this is kind of a slow mover. Might not have come up on your scans, but still, not a bad trade, 16%. Let's see what it does now. Breaks the 20. Nice exit. Coming back down into the 50 moving average. Ooh, earnings. Now this could have been an EP that worked. Let's see. What day is that? That is 2/6. Let's say 2/6 second EP. And we'll see if that one would have worked. Now, would you have wanted to take this after this uptrend? I mean, it wasn't neglected. So maybe not, but let's see how we do. Looking to have a bit of follow through. This is just a grinding stock. Man, look at that sideways action. What I really want to see now is I want to see go below the EP low. I want to see a shakeout. The market looks like it might be turning around a little bit here. Volume is really flat. I want to see a shakeout, and then I want to get potentially start looking for a long. Because these grindy stocks, all right, we got a little bit of a shakeout there and a pop higher. All right. Yeah. We didn't quite get the shakeout, but that is a buy signal right there. It's on low volume though, so I would not take it. Yes, thank you. All right. Nope, not quite. There we go. So we got a shakeout. Let's see if we can get some sideways action here. Ooh, it's getting a little crazy. Yeah, it's getting very choppy. Much different than this action. You can see how orderly this is, how orderly it goes up, how it was orderly here, and now it's just starting to get a little nuts. Oof. All right, I'm buying over this low, this big gap up and down. I figure if the market can make its way back up there and blast off from there, that'd be good. So I'm going to have a buy stop on top of that. There, so I'd be in. Again, in on the second up day, not my favorite. You could say, you could buy over this tight little range here. That would be a much more aggressive buy. What's our ADR now? It's still 2, so we're looking at a grinding stock. Market is just going sideways at the high, so it could break out at any time higher or it could roll over. You never know. I'm not happy with this trade as it is, so I'm getting out of like 30% here and moving up my stop to like the low of that second of the bar that we got in. Yeah, we're out. I think we, let's see, was this low? It's 122.76. This low, 120. Yeah, we would have been stopped out. And it was the next day was earnings too. Earnings popped up, came back in. Let's see what that was. That was in May of where are we? We're in May of 14. So let's see if we had anything interesting happen. They announced they're closing their senior notes offering. So yeah, there's some news we can go over. Announces closing of acquisition of General Parts. They declared a dividend. Advanced Auto Parts increases their guidance. Declares quarterly cash dividend. Here we go. Raises FY. So they raise their guidance. They declare another quarterly dividend after that in August. Nothing too monumental. Let's keep going. See if we get another trade in this. Because now we have a huge flat area. If we can keep going sideways for another quarter, man, this could be good. This could be ripe for a rise. Man, look at how tight this is getting again. So that last trade was probably a scratch. I'm happy that I took some off on that small little candle there. Let's see. Let's see what's happening. Let's just look for a second on how breakouts are doing. Broke out there, came back in. Broke out there, came back in. Broke out there, came in really hard. Broke out there, came in. Broke out there, came in. So this thing is not, market is going higher, but they are not making new highs yet. Wow, look at how orderly that is, though. Frustrating. Okay, we're coming back in. Got a nice little dividend. Nice. That's something, right? Nice up day. Let's see how it reacts to it. Goes sideways. Yeah, all right. Made new highs. Here we go. Sadly, I'm not in it. There was just really no setup here unless you wanted to buy here and unless you wanted to buy. This was potentially a setup right here. This was the setup, and it's kind of a nothing. Like I said, this one's a grindy one, so it'll be harder. That's not bad. That's like, let's go to this. That's like an 8-bar flag. This grindy stock. Oof, coming in hard. All right, we're looking at an EP soon, a potential EP soon if we have a gap up. There we go. That's not bad. I would probably take this EP. I don't know if it would have been profitable or not. 814, 14, 14, and this is an EP long base. We'll have to see, if this would have, if it opened and just kept going down and then made an EP breakout later in the day, it might be good, but let's see what happens. Yeah, grinding higher. This EP is working out fantastically. If I were in this, I'd be taking off half here. And I'd trail the rest with the 20. Okay, I would have got stopped out there. This wouldn't have been a great trade, sadly. But it probably would have been profitable. Another 6-cent dividend. Cha-ching. All right. What are we working with here? We have this kind of long 18-bar base. It went sideways. We had a breakout day here. It's below. It's just in this moving average funk. Volume was higher those last few up days. So what are we doing here? Are we running? Oh, we're coming back in. We're frustrating people. Market is rolling over. It's making new lows, but these auto parts is not. They're holding strong. Wow, market cap down big, and these guys are strong. So let's buy over this high. That's aggressive for a stock that just doesn't do well with breakouts so far. I don't really want to do it. Okay, we got a little tiny bar in there. That would have been the buy day. Above those highs, we had an inside day. Let's see how it does. Perfectly good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was it. That was it right there. That little inside day right after that up day. It's kind of hard to see because of the moving averages in there, but that was the buy. Ooh. Earnings, well, hopefully if you were in this, you took some off before, but you had such a nice cushion. But you opened up deep into your profit. Huge volume on that day. That wouldn't have been an EP. 11, 6, 14. Let's look at what we got here. They reaffirmed their outlook. Yeah, nothing much there. Let's look back where we're at here. So 11,614, they're probably talking about this here. So you can see our earnings are growing. We're, 30%. They're not surprising by that much. The revenue looks much more impressive. And the revenue almost, well, the earnings too, but the revenue almost coincides more with their run up than the earnings, which is interesting. Going sideways. All right, go sideways a little bit more. This is tempting. It's made a range near the top there. It just broke out at the top of that range and came back in. Now it had an inside day. Let's buy over the top of that candle. Just see what happens. Still going sideways. Just stopping people out, which I like. Okay, that would have been, let's see, high 147.50. This high 148.06. We would have been in. I'm going to say stop is like 144.50. Nice. Nice. All right, next day on the open, if we gap up, I am definitely taking off like 50%. Yeah, I'm out 50%. I'm going to trail the rest. I'm going to get out another 20%. So I have a 30% position here, and I'm trailing the rest with the 10. Ooh, nice. Ooh, this is rough because a lot of times these will just plunge right through down to the 20. So, I mean, if we gap lower, I'm getting out as it gaps lower. If we gap higher, I'm staying in. All right, we didn't gap. We gapped up, actually. So I'm still in, still trailing with the 10. Oh, look what happened to the main market. Boom, pops up. Ooh. Oh, man. All right, I'm out there. That's a good place to get out. It broke out to almost new highs there and then came in. So that was a nice trade. Bought in there, got out of 50% like here, 20% here, and then the last bit up there. That was a very nice trade. Come back down. What's our ADR has been 2 this whole time. So I don't look at the ADRs beforehand. So sometimes these ADRs are going to be low and we're going to get grindy stocks like that. But that's what doing the deep dive is all about. All right, we're coming in. Did this little stop people out, come out. Man, you will see this pattern all the time in stocks. They make a range, they break out to the low part of the range, then they go break out to the high part of the range. Stocks look to screw as many people as possible. Now we're coming in hard. We're going to break out to new highs again. Screw the shorts. All right, so this is quite a large range here. I think if we can go sideways a bit, maybe for a week or so, this might be a good... No, we had earnings, and we cracked down 137. That's 211. Let's see where we're at in this picture. What was the date? We are in 2015 February, so this would have been for December. So that's here. Looks like that's the top. Looks like that's the blow off earnings, really top, and the market knows it too. We gap down. So let's see, huge volume there. Let's see what happens. See if we can even make new highs or if this is over. This might be over. 6-cent dividend, sweet, cha-ching. Yeah, we're coming down to the 200. We're gonna break below the 200. That would just really signal that this is kaput. Yeah, okay, we're done. Let's just make sure we don't miss anything. Okay, we kind of made new highs. And we're grinding higher. Just look at this, though. This pattern of just taking out the lows a little bit, rallying, taking out the lows a little bit, rallying, taking out the lows a little bit, rallying. It's rough. It's rough to trade, that's for sure. But I think we're going to call it quits there. This is still grinding pretty well. Let's zoom out and see where we were. Okay, we were in here. Let's see. We started in here, in this area, and then let's do one of these. This was that first EP that we're going to look at. We had a nice move here. This is kind of when we stopped, but we did have another move higher. So let's just look at that other move and see if we see anything. That makes it hard to see. Where am I? Oh, I'm in 19. Sorry about that. Here. So yeah, after this, it's really a hard stock to trade. It kind of makes a flag here, breaks out, a few days holds up, cracks, breaks out, goes sideways. So, I mean, you could say that this might have been okay. Huge up day, then it kind of comes down there. So this last part of the move was just a choppy mess. This was obviously 9:30:15. That was obviously an interesting day. Let's see if any news happened there. Where are we at? About 26 minutes. All right, we'll wrap this up. What was that? 9:16. Right? 9:30:15. Oops. 9:30:15. Big gap there. We don't know what happened. Okay. Let's just look at those dates real quick with on demand. AAP, we are going to go back to 10:16. This is the first EP. This is the one I really wanted to see. 10/16, 2013. All right, this is what we're looking at. This was the first EP, and this is the one that, yeah, so this would have stopped you out. It's too bad. This is the hourly. I don't know why it looks like that, because the hourly looks much different. But, you know, if you'd have taken the 1 minute opening range break, popped up and then stopped you out. If you waited for the 5 minute, you wouldn't have gotten in. So that is too bad that first EP wasn't great. The second EP, I think, was better. That was 2/6/14. Let's look at this one. This would have been great. This would have worked. So this second EP, after this grind higher, I mean, if you woke up and looked at that, you wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, this is a neglected stock. But this EP ended up working out decently. So a nice intraday action, just very smooth. I know this is all confusing, and just ignore it. Just look at the action. Forget about the little gold dots, all that stuff. Okay, the last date we wanted to look at was the long base, 8/14/14. Let's look at that one. Well, if we're not going to load this up, I might just give up. So while this tries to do this, my key takeaways, one, when you have these low ADR charts, you know that they're just grinding. You really have to change your mindset, I think, from looking for momentum and buying highs to looking to buy pullbacks. Obviously, you know, a lot of times it would break out to new highs. And if you were like taking every single one of those, you'd have just gotten stopped out over and over and over again. And when it first started, I didn't kind of understand how grindy it was going to be. Like, I just look at the monthly. I don't know what the ADR is in that time frame. And so I don't know if it's really going to break out and run or if it's going to be kind of this grindy fest like this. So I took those first couple breakouts and they always stopped out. And so had to then kind of pull back and be a little bit more casual. And so, I'm sorry, a little bit more casual, a little bit more discretionary with how I took my entries. And it doesn't look like this is going to work here. So we're going to go, we're going to turn that off and we're going to go back to the chart. So yeah, my key takeaway is just look at what kind of stock you're trading. And that's something I definitely struggle with, is trading every stock like a momentum stock, you know, looking at flags and being like, yeah, this is a flag, let's take it. And if you just zoom out a little bit and go back, you'll see that like every breakout that it's had in the last, I don't know, year or two has failed. What makes you think that breakout's going to then be different? So that's my takeaway from it. It looks like the on-demand is just borked my whole thinkorswim system. So I hope that was good for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.